Yesterday I did a video on robotics and in specific relative to Amazon's fulfillment center just outside Birmingham here in Bessemer. And as a part of that video, I took you into a warehouse and showed you exactly what the robots were and how Amazon had purchased a company back in 2012 called Kiva, and how they've incorporated those robots into basically the total functioning of their distribution centers. And I alluded in there that, or shared with you that when in 2012, when they bought Kiva, they stopped shipping or any new product to anybody else who had been a customer of Kiva. That seemed a little peculiar, that they just kind of gave up that business. But I think now I know why they did and what their plans were for the last, 11 years. And they're going to introduce to you the goddess of health and home, Visa, in the very near future. And this is something you need to know if, in fact, you are an investor in the future. If you're a long-term investor, I think I'm going to give you a reason why you might want to buy more Amazon as it's on sale right now. So stick with me. This is exciting.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
As I said, Amazon's about to introduce you to the goddess of, some say the Roman term was the goddess of health, others say the goddess of home and family. What it is their first entry as a robot into your house. First of all, let's become re-familiar with Amazon's entry into the robot business through Kiva. Watch this.
When the company purchased robotics company Kiva Systems, the market leader in warehouse automation, for an eye-watering $775 million cash. The company's flagship model, commonly referred to as Kiva, is around 30 centimeters high and capable of lifting 450 kilograms in weight, whilst traveling at around 3 miles per hour.
As I said, Amazon wanted it for themselves. Cut Walgreens, the other people out and said, no, you can't have it. They had a plan. So let's see if we can figure out what that plan is and what they have done over the past 8 years to improve upon the Kiva product and where it's at now.
In a move that could be described as either ruthless or inspired, upon purchasing Kiva, Jeff Bezos changed the name of the company to Amazon Robotics and told all previous Kiva customers, household names like Gap, Walgreens and Staples, they'd no longer be allowed to buy new Kiva technology. The new iteration of Kiva, known as Pegasus, is 10 centimeters shorter, meaning more can be stocked on top and uses half the parts, so it's cheaper to manufacture and maintain. Amazon says Pegasus can lift a hefty 600 kilograms.
To my interpretation, Amazon recognized that there was a bigger market, and that bigger market is you and me. That is the smart home. That is where the data, and we got to recognize the king in the future. The king, the most valuable product is not rare earth materials, it is data. And he who farms the data is the farmer, is the king. And you will see here why I believe Amazon is going to be the king. Watch this piece.
Naturally, Amazon isn't quitting there. Last summer, it announced a newer, thinner robot still called Xanthus and coming to a fulfillment center near you.
But they even went it further, so they went it out and bought Canvas Tech.
Amazon recently purchased Canvas Technologies, a firm specializing in autonomous robotic carts. Just picture the most sci-fi drinks trolley you can imagine.
Vista is coming, probably before the end of the year. Where is it going to fit into my life? What is it going to offer me? Well, in the home, it basically tells me that it is going to be something, someone said, the size of 2 small cats. and that it's going to be about 12 inches wide. It's going to have a screen, it's going to have microphone, and it's going to have several cameras on it. Well, with that, how's it going to fit into my home? Again, remember, from Amazon's point of view, it's there to collect data. So in the home, I see it as my concierge. I'm going to say, whatever its name is, let's call it, what do they call theirs? Alexa? Is that it? Alexa, make reservations for me. Or Alexa, put peanut butter on the shopping list. And then sometime later in the week, I'll say, Alexa, go ahead and order the shopping list. And I suspect that through my Vista, the groceries will be delivered and on my doorstep. And I think probably Vista will tell me when they are delivered, so I can go and get them off the doorstep. Vista won't be able to probably open the door and pick them up and bring them in, put them away. At least not yet, but I suspect that's down the road. The same thing will be done on clothes. If I need a new pair of running shoes, I'll ask Vista to go through what I've purchased in the past and look at what the inventory is at Zappo now, and give me some choices. And if I don't find what I want there, it'll take me to the Nike site and find it there, and it'll present on the screen exactly what I might be looking for. So what Vista has done is take that searching out of my hands and doing it based upon its artificial intelligence, which it knows everything about me. Now, the other thing, I will be able, when I do buy something and I say I want that again in the future, I'll be able to take it and put a barcode in front of the camera, so Vista will have a memory of it. Vista will also have a memory pretty much of everything about me. So when I have some personal banking to do, and when you call up on the bank and you wait on the phone for 45 minutes and then they have you verify yourself and then you get to ask your question what you want, well, all that front loading of the bank will be done by Vista, because Vista will know my social security number. It will know my mother's maiden name. It'll know the name of of my first pet. So it'll be able to do all that and then ring me when I can talk to a real person. So it'll take that part out. It'll also probably connect to my Ring home security system. And so it will become the center of our home's activity. And the longer it's here, the more information it will gather and thus become smarter and be of more value to me. Now, do I think that this Vista will upgrade and eventually be something of a personal assistant? Yeah, I think, and probably even look like a personal assistant? Yeah, I think it will, but that's a few years off. This is current. Then I look at it and say, where would it fit into my business? And this is what really excites me, because again, it could be a personal assistant. I spend a lot of time moving money around from banks to different brokerage accounts. Vista could do all that for me and at least get me to the person I need to speak to while I do other things. I see Vista being able to update my Excel spreadsheets and update data and then give it back to me, so I don't have to go collect the data and put it up. I see Vista doing my tax return. I really do. I just got a CPA, but I think she's being threatened. There is no reason, because all that data, all the income and outgo will go through Vista, because I will sync it to my computer, I will sync it to my bank accounts, I will sync it to my brokerage accounts, and it'll put out my tax return. I'm pretty well. It might not when it shows up the end of this year, but eventually that's what it's going to do. It will schedule my phone calls. It will notify me when somebody wants to have a Zoom meeting with me, and it will schedule it. It will probably even bring it up. Remember, it's got a screen, it's got cameras. I'll be able to do it anywhere in the house that Vista and I want to be. So I see it as a personal assistant that is going to really enhance my life. Now, I also know that I'm giving something up. I'm giving up data. To me, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I believe the return is much better than the risk. So that's where I'm at. How big is this market? The only thing that I can equate it to is the Roomba, and that's owned by iRobot, and that's that vacuum cleaner. Do I believe that Vista will also be a vacuum cleaner? Why not? I mean, when I go to sleep, it needs to be doing something. So why shouldn't it just clean up the house while I'm asleep? So I think, yeah, I'm looking at that. The market cap of iRobot is $3.2 billion. How does that compare to Amazon? Well, not so great. Amazon is $1.54 trillion. So it's a drop in the bucket if that's what you think the future is. If that's what you think, and they sell about, the iRobot sells about, of their Roomba, about 1 million of them a year. So it generates in revenue roughly $1.65 billion a year. That's a good business, but only about 0.3% of Amazon's $472 billion. So it's 1.65 billion to 472. I don't think they're getting in it, though, to sell robots. I think they're getting in it to basically gather my data. And because the smart home data, the smart home business is estimated to be $53.45 billion in 2022. That's what they're in it for. The data that they're going to take out of my house and feed back to me to make my life better. So my take on this is the take that I have had. Follow the big tech. Follow the data. And that's companies like Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Amazon. Amazon, and we know Apple wants to be in my house and be the smart home. We know that Google wants to be in my house and be the smart home device. But I think back in 2012, what Jeff Bezos recognized when he bought this robot company and said, no, I'm not sharing it with anybody else. That was Kiva. When he made that decision, he saw this. He was looking 8 years into the future. Think about that. He was looking 8 years into the future and saying, that robot that's going to go into my distribution center, my fulfillment center, really has the big payoff in Carrie's home. That was his decision he made 12 years ago. There is no other explanation as to why he cut off Walgreens and Target and everybody else and said, no, I'm not going to sell you these. There is no other reason. So when I tell you that you need to be investing in the big six because they are way ahead of anybody's visions of what the future is going to look like, and they got the money to make it happen, it's a no-brainer. That's why 50% of my portfolio is in Tesla and some of the FANG stocks. Those are the people who they're the smartest guys in the room, and that's who you want to bet on. So that's my take on the home market, the robots that I saw out in the fulfillment center, and how they're going to make their way into my home and make my life better. So that's my investment take. Again, I want to emphasize, I'm not talking about what you should invest in to make money today. I'm losing money today. Right over there is my portfolio, and it's going down another $8,000 today. I'm now below 20% loss, but I don't care. I care, but I don't care, because I'm not in it for what it's worth today. It's just the same thing that happened in 2008 and 2009 through 2010. That was a 3-year period where the value of my house went down. Yeah, the value of my house went down as we went through the subprime crisis, as there was a real estate crash. Did I sell my house? No. Did I even consider selling my house? No. Why? Why didn't I? Why didn't I panic and get out? Well, before it went lower, because it kept going lower. Because I knew in 2021 it was going to be worth substantial more. And that's the exact same way I invest. Well, why don't I get out now and buy it lower? Because I don't know where the bottom is. I have no idea. I thought we would have been there by now. So obviously, as far as that room, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. So I'm not going to play that game. But I will play the future is faster than you think game. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, shame on you. You need to read this. You need to know what I know and understand. And if you even want to know more, come to bestofusinvestors.com. Give me your name, give me your email address, and I'll give you a link to our Discord where we go deeper. We have an investment company. We're right now doing some research on another company that you might not know of that we think has a exponential growth opportunity. We're going to discuss it Sunday. We have our panel. We'll discuss it, and then we'll share our information with our members of the tribe. So that's Amazon. There's just no reason why you aren't buying Amazon as it's going on sale. They are going to come to your home, and they're going to gather data, much as they're gathering data out of your car when you go to the grocery store today. All right, that's my take on robotics. I've been looking for the robotic company of the future, and I think I found it. It's Amazon. And then if you saw the video I did yesterday, you know that, who is it? Boston Dynamics was bought by Hyundai. And they're going to be a big player as well in the robotic field. This is our future. Invest in it.